Hi everyone, my name is Omhlamamelon for those who do not know me, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as seen by today's title of this video is really going to be about what it's been like being a student through a global pandemic, what I've been doing to really cope and to deal with all of this and process it, and just give you guys a little mini academic updates on my postgraduate studies. And yeah, let's just get straight into this video. So COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic around March, and things really changed from then. So we were evicted off our campuses. I go to the University of Witwatersrand, and we were evicted off our school residences and back home. And I came back home to KZN, Durban specifically. And since then, I've been a student at home, and I've been distant learning on Microsoft Teams with my course coordinators, my classmates, and my lecturers. It's been really tough going from physical learning to online learning. Is something that it's not easy. It's not as easy as people think it is, because you are firstly away from your academic support, the structures, campus life. Campus life is so important. I don't think people actually understand how important campus life is. But right now, I think everyone is kind of getting the gist of why campus life is so important, because that's the place where we really immerse ourselves as students. We get our support from there. We get really also form relationships that actually inform and help our academic journey as students as well. Campus life is really important. So being away from campus life, my friends, my lecturers, my mentors, it's been really difficult. Sorry. It's been really difficult, but I really needed to learn and to adapt and to adjust to doing things online as much as I would do them in the physical on campus. And when it comes to learning really changed, because I think postgraduate studies, there's a level of intellect that is needed from you when it comes to doing your coursework, and when it comes to engaging your coursework and processing your coursework. And there's a sort of type of engagement that needs to happen within the classroom and with the lecturers in order for us to get that full experience or learning experience. And switching to online learning, things were really not that easy, because first of all, lecturers need to be cognizant of time, data, this, that. They need to give everybody the opportunity to ask questions, to speak, and it was really not easy doing that online. And they also needed to adjust and find innovative ways in order to get us to also engage. And I think that in itself was a challenge, not only for the lecturer but even for students as well. But I really tried my best to immerse myself in my coursework, to immerse myself in actually doing the work and doing the work in my fullest potential, because I needed to understand that life is always going to come with challenges. There's always going to be a sort of change that's happening in my life, whether it's illness, it's death, whether it's me moving to a different city or a different country or a different continent. There's always going to be a particular change that is happening in my life, and I need to learn how to keep the core principles of working hard, the core principles of being on time, handing in things on time, in order for me to not change those standards, but to actually keep those standards even during chaotic times and unusual times. And for me, I think just doing that in itself was really difficult, and it was hard. It was hard for me to adjust to keeping to my standards, but while still like processing the change that the virus has brought to my life, to the way I do school, my studies, my engagements, my relationships. So I really, really needed to really just adapt and process all of that. And it was really a tough journey for me, mentally as well. At the beginning, I was really not doing okay. I really needed to like get a grip on myself, but in a healthy ways, and not in ways that are not healthy. But I really needed to get a grip on myself in healthy ways, and I really tried my best to be as open as I could and communicate the way I felt, especially to my support system, my best friends, my family, my mom. Love that lady. And it's just been really tough. And I was so grateful that I had a church family that is also as double supportive as my family. So I really had a whole safety net, a social safety net that I could fall back onto. And I was really privileged to have that. I know that I was really privileged to have that. So that has been really tough. But I think how I've been actually dealing with the pandemic is, first of all, giving myself grace, knowing that I'm doing this for the first time. I've never lived through a pandemic ever in my life. Many of us have never. But just giving myself grace in that manner of like, you're doing this for the first time, so you'll make mistakes. You will not always reach your own personal goals whenever you want to, but try and do your best. And I think that's the second thing for me of how I've been dealing, is just doing my best, doing the best that I can with what I have, when I have it, using my time very wisely and prioritizing things that are important more than me sitting in my own sorrow and sulking. And it comes also with just asking questions and taking the risk to not always be right, and learning from people. I think that for me was really like my second thing that I've really been doing and trying my best to do. And I think my third thing was just opening up myself to communicating better, because that's how I've been able to strengthen my mental health, but also keep it in balance and in check. Communicating with the people that I trust about the way I feel, my concerns about the future, because the virus has made us reconsider a lot about our lives, made us reconsider a lot about the future, and just speaking out those concerns to people who love you and who understand the academic journey that you are in has been really important. And when it comes to keeping myself accountable with my studies, I think it was really important for me to be in accountability groups, especially with people who are at the level that I'm at when it comes to studies. So most of my friends already have their master's degrees, so it was easier for me to communicate with my best friends, as they had the ability to guide me in particular ways when it comes to navigating my schoolwork, navigating my project, navigating just formulating my project and my research. And another group that I really needed to immerse myself was within my classmates, and being with people who are experiencing the same things that you are experiencing at the same time is very helpful, as you guys can help each other and be each other's blind spots when it comes to doing your work on time, encouraging each other to actually finish and finish strong. And I think that was really so encouraging for me, and I really implore you guys and encourage you to do the same. Find accountability. It is way more important than what you actually think it is. Accountability is super important. And I think the fourth thing for me was really just keeping in touch and in connection with God, making sure that I'm constantly in communication with him, constantly asking, is this what you really want me to do? Am I doing this right? Because sometimes change can make you feel like the blessing that you've always prayed for. Because I prayed to be in my postgraduate studies and in masters, especially in masters in development studies. It's not a degree that anybody just gets into. and I really prayed and worked hard to be where I am today. And I really needed that reassurance from God that you're on the right track, especially in times of chaos and in times of uncertainty. You really need people or someone to affirm you, but it's much better when you are being affirmed by someone who directs your life, and that for me really was helpful. And it leads me to my next point when it comes to my career and my academic updates. When it comes to my masters has been hard. It's been hard. It's really not easy. It's not easy. It's not an easy journey. As most of you guys know, well, people who've watched my previous videos already know my story. So I started my postgraduate journey to becoming a doctor of anthropology last year. I started because I'm passionate about anthropology and development. So I started with my honors in anthropology, and now I'm doing my master's in developmental studies, and I thought the two really complement each other really well, especially in the things that I want to do and the career that I want to influence in and lead in. I really think the two have really stretched and opened up my mind to so many things, but have made me realize that there are so many things that I still need to learn and see and do in this world. So that's really been one of the perks of being in these particular degrees. And masters has been hard. I'm doing my master's by coursework and research, so meaning that I still have my research, but I'm also doing coursework, and it's been difficult. So this year I was doing my coursework, so my methods class, which has been preparing me for my research, doing research, which I will start doing in July and up until January. And then I had economics, a political economy class. It was difficult. I've never done economics ever in my university life, and just learning the terminology, the understanding of economics, the history of it, it was difficult, super difficult. And it's not a subject that I was easy to like grasp as usual. Like, I'm that student, I can grasp things very quickly, but this was a hard, and I did it though. I think I came out differently after finishing the course, after I submitted my last assignments, my last exam. I think I came out as a different student because the course in itself has opened me up to participating in bigger debates, participating in bigger discussions, and has really equipped me with the type of knowledge that I didn't have when I started the course. But now that I've finished the course, I really am grateful that I did it, because it's added to my knowledge. It's also added to me personally as a leader and as a thinker, and I'm really grateful for that. And has this been an experience that I've always imagined it to be? No, I am not even going to lie, because sometimes we pray for things, like as I said, I prayed to get into masters, but sometimes our blessings don't always come packaged in a way that we envisioned it at the beginning. But nonetheless, it's still a blessing. That doesn't change. But it really has sharpened my character, sharpened my thinking, and it's really challenging me also to think innovatively, more differently when it comes to my project that I will be doing researching on in the next 6 months. And I'm not saying that this journey is any less difficult or easy than what you guys are experiencing. I'm just sharing my experience, and I hope from my experience you guys take from it as well. But what I'm just really saying is that even though I'm here now and this is what's happening, and we are in a global pandemic, this has not changed my destiny in any way. It has not changed my purpose in any way. I'm still as passionate about school. I'm still as passionate about teaching. I'm still as passionate about anthropology development as I was at the beginning. Has it been quite difficult? Has it been a challenge? Yes, definitely. But what I'm realizing is that the more you push yourself when it comes to your purposes and your dreams and the things that you say you're passionate about, the more you realize that the journey is not easy, and it's a journey. Everything shouldn't come at once. It's a journey. It's not easy, but you can get through it and go through it if you just set your mind and focus yourself on the right things at the right time, and you prioritize what's important in your life, and you actually take your academics into a zone, if I can say that. Take your academics into a zone and separate them from the chaos, separate them from what is always changing, and understand that this particular stage of your life, being a student, is important. That's what's important right now. I'm not minimizing the things that are happening around us. A lot is happening around us, but your career or your chosen vocation, your like when it comes to academics, or when it comes to you getting academics and going to vocation, that is your tool in order for you to actually help with innovation and creativity, and when it comes to changing issues of social justice, social, economic, political issues that are happening across the board. And truthfully honest, there's this notion that we can't change economies we can't make wealth and change and change our communities. That thing is a lie. I am telling you now, it is a lie. Those two both can really work with each other well. It's just that it's in how you do things. And I really say build good foundations before you actually explore into expanding into such avenues. Make sure your foundations are solid, and the fruits of you making wealth, but also changing lives, are really going to be evident in whatever you do. And for those who are still writing exams, I wish you nothing but the best. Hold on. It is tough and it is difficult. We are all in a difficult situation, but it doesn't mean that you're not gonna make it. You really are gonna make it. Trust me, I can attest to it. It's been a really difficult season for students, but it really does not mean that your purpose is not valid. Doesn't mean also that your pain and the things that you're going through is not valid. But just remember this: life is always going to throw challenges at you. Nothing is ever permanent, but there are certain things in your life that you need to focus on and prioritize, because those things are really your anchor. And right now, school is your number one, and let it be your number one. Do the best that you can with what you have in your limited time, your limited space, and with your limited resources. It's okay, but don't allow that to stop you from living out your full potential and from reaching out to your dreams. And if it's funding you're worrying about, stop, it'll come. If it's getting into a degree next year that you really want to do, it will come. Just put in your all and focus on the things that you can change right now, more than the things that are out of your control or out of your reach. I wish you guys nothing but the best, and I hope you guys just get a sense that things are not easy for everybody. Everyone's going through a lot, but I hope you guys really also just get the sense that you are not alone, and this pandemic, it's gonna be over. But when it's over, let's also be anchored in the things that are real, and the things that are a priority, and the things that really matter in changing lives, but also in improving ourselves. I wish you guys nothing but the best, and see you guys in my next academic update. So from me to you guys, bye.